What if I told you there's an herbal extract that's been hyped as a natural fat burner? Something some people call a miracle metabolism booster. It comes from a plant you've probably never heard of, Coleus forskohlii. The compound is called Forskolin. But here's the real question. Does Forskolin actually help you burn fat, or is it just another supplement fad? Stick with me, because today we're going to break it all down. Before we dive into fat loss claims, let's start with the basics. What exactly is forskolin? Well, it's a natural compound extracted from the root of a plant called Coleus forskohlii. This plant is part of the mint family and has been used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine for conditions like asthma, heart issues, and even certain skin problems. What makes forskolin fascinating isn't just its history, it's how it actually works inside the body. We'll break down that mechanism in just a moment. But first, let's answer the big question on everyone's mind. Can forskolin really help you lose weight? Well, forskolin first made headlines back in 2005 after a small human study. In this trial, 30 overweight and obese men were given either forskolin extract or a placebo for 12 weeks. The forskolin group lost more body fat and even saw a small bump in testosterone. Pretty exciting, right? That study sparked a lot of the buzz you still hear today. But when researchers tried to replicate those results, things didn't look quite as impressive. A similar study in overweight women showed no significant fat loss compared to placebo, though the women taking forskolin did report less hunger and fatigue. Other trials suggest forskolin might be better at preventing weight gain than actually causing significant weight loss. So how is forskolin even supposed to work? Its mechanism of action is pretty interesting. You see, our bodies have these tiny fat-storing units called adipocytes. When forskolin comes into play, it activates an enzyme called adenylate cyclase, which ramps up production of a signaling molecule called cyclic AMP, or CAMP for short. Think of CAMP as a messenger that tells fat cells to start breaking down stored triglycerides. Those triglycerides are converted into free fatty acids, which then enter the bloodstream and can be burned as fuel. In theory, more CAMP means more fat breakdown, which could lead to fat loss. When you put it all together, the science says forskolin may give you a little metabolic nudge. But it's not going to melt fat off your body by itself. Without good nutrition, exercise, quality sleep, and stress control, forskolin won't move the scale much. So think of forskolin as a possible supporting player in your fat loss journey, not the superstar. Interestingly, forskolin may have effects beyond just fat loss. Forskolin isn't just being studied for body composition. Because of the way it increases cyclic AMP in the body, researchers have looked at it for a variety of other health benefits, like heart health and blood pressure. Some early studies suggest that forskolin may help relax blood vessel walls and improve heart contractility. In fact, intravenous forskolin has been used in hospital settings in Europe and India to treat certain forms of heart failure and angina. When taken orally as a supplement, it seems to have a mild blood pressure lowering effect, which could be helpful for some people, but risky if you already have low blood pressure or are taking antihypertensive medications. Asthma and airway function. Because forskolin relaxes smooth muscle, researchers have looked at it for asthma. A small study in children compared forskolin extract to conventional inhalers and found that those taking forskolin had fewer asthma attacks and improved lung function over time. It's not a replacement for prescription inhalers, but it's an interesting potential complementary approach. glaucoma, and eye pressure. Forskolin eye drops are used in parts of the world to help reduce intraocular pressure in glaucoma patients. The idea is that by increasing cyclic AMP in eye tissue, it helps the eye drain fluid more efficiently. While Forskolin supplements might not deliver that same effect, it does show how versatile this compound can be. Metabolic and cellular health. Some preliminary lab and animal studies even suggest Forskolin may support healthy insulin function and protect against oxidative stress. These are still very early findings, but they hint at broader effects that go beyond body weight. Now, to be clear, most of these potential benefits are still in the early stages of research, and we need much larger human trials before we can draw strong conclusions. But it does paint a bigger picture. Forskolin isn't just a weight loss supplement. It's a compound that interacts with multiple systems in the body, and its benefits could extend well beyond metabolism. So, is Forskolin safe? Or could it actually cause more harm than good? Well, Forskolin is generally considered safe, but because it can lower blood pressure, anyone taking antihypertensive medications needs to be careful. It may also increase bleeding risk, so it's not a good fit for people on blood thinners like warfarin. Some people report mild side effects such as dizziness, headache, or an upset stomach. And like with any supplement, quality matters a lot. Poorly made products may contain contaminants or less Forskolin than the label claims. This is exactly why I always recommend going with a reputable, third-party tested brand. If you're curious and want to check out the Forskolin supplement I personally recommend, I've dropped a link for you in the description below. It's a trusted brand that meets good manufacturing practices, so you know you're actually getting what's on the label. Here's the bottom line. Should you spend your money on Forskolin? Forskolin is definitely interesting. It may give a slight boost for fat loss and could have other health benefits, but it's not a miracle worker. If you're already working on the foundations, eating well, staying active, sleeping, and managing stress, then Forskolin might give you a little extra edge. If you decide to try it, just make sure you're choosing a clean, well-tested product. Again, I'll leave a link below to the one I trust, so you can check it out for yourself. I want to thank you for spending time with me today, friends. If this helps you understand Forskolin better, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who's into natural supplements. And don't forget, if you want to try Forskolin, the link is right below in the description. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.